Sinai Special Needs Institute asks, what do you want to be when you grow up? When I grow up, I want to be a policeman. A fireman. I want to be in the Air Force, bombs, and...
They want to be firefighters, they want to be policemen, they want to be veterinarians, they want to be mommies and daddies and millionaires.
I want to be a lawyer.
When I grow up, I'm going to be a policeman because I want to make sure there are no bad people to hurt anyone.
I don't think he's going to be a policeman. I'm not really sure what he's going to be.
It was only at age three that he diagnosed with some issues. And, at points we weren't sure if Brandon was going to make it.
I remember going to the hospital and taking a video camera and taking videos of him. And now when we look at it, the other kids ask, why did you take so many videos of him in the hospital? And it was, we didn't know if he would make it through.
I know there are things he won't be able to do. But you know what, I will never be a trapeze artist, and I don't have Down syndrome. I'll never be a model, and I don't have Down syndrome. We all have limits in our life.
I think we want things perfect. You want a perfect marriage, you want, people don't want to struggle for money, and we want perfect children.
To handle 3 special needs kids, especially one with a fairly severe autism, requires quite a bit. When we got Rachel's diagnosis, we were in shock. We really didn't know what it meant.
The doctor who actually made the diagnosis, his other piece of advice was get marital counseling. That was encouraging.
I want to be a candy store owner. I'm going to have the candy store in Las Vegas.
We start talking with the boys about what they're doing in their future right from the first interview. There are those students who come in with weird, wild, and wonderful ideas.
I was assuming I was Batman.
An astronaut, ruler of the world.
Which is wonderful for them because it motivates them into doing many different things.
I was doing as a kid. Before you go to bed, make sure you see if something was...
Excellent work. You did a great job. I'm very proud of you. Eric, good work.
I think the great thing about Sinai is that we look at each child as an individual, not as a class, not as a classification or a group or a diagnosis, but we look at what is this child doing now, what is their potential, and how are we going to get them to the next step.
There's no food.
How many 6-foot-tall women do you know who wanted to be ballet dancers? So we all have our dreams as children. We just need to nurture those dreams and foster those dreams, even if that's not where the child ends up 12 years later.
Now I want to be a Major League Baseball player when I grow up, and if not, I want to be a police officer.
I would like to become an actress or a singer.
Sometimes they may say that they want to be a famous actress or an actor.
I want to be a doctor when I grow up to help people.
Rather than saying, you know what, you are never going to be a doctor or a lawyer. Their love of medicine might be channeled in a different way of still helping people and working with people.
Be a teacher's aide.
When certain students from the Sinai Boys High School were ready for a certain level of independent living, there was no place that the state provided. So Shali was created to provide an appropriate Orthodox Jewish living and learning environment.
For some of our students, independence is not going to be going off to study for a year in Israel. It's going to be, can they manage to prepare a meal for themselves? Can they manage to get around their community independently? Can they manage the social relationships that will make their lives fulfilling? And we work on that in a very concrete way. It's sort of the hidden curriculum. We start to give them hands-on experience and things like advocating for themselves, and then basic skills, resume writing, interviewing skills, and all of the things that they're going to need.
I want to work in an office, like a secretary or an assistant or something.
Sinai really tries to help parents and kids reach their dreams and fulfill their dreams that they would like to reach for themselves.
One of my best dreams to play with the Baroque Orchestra.
When Yaakov was 8 or 9 years old and he started with us, it was such a challenge for him to be able to get out and be with people that we rewarded him each time he did that. Now we have created the politician of Bergen County.
After graduation, going to FDU, that's Farley Dickinson University.
We have graduated students who have gone on to various professions.
When I grow up, I want to be a school psychologist like my mother.
I bring the neshama into the planning process because I will often say at a staff meeting, we have to remember the neshama of this child, and we must so carefully take care of that purity that's inside each one of our children.
I think for Brandon, being in a Jewish environment is critical because that's where he finds his hope in life. His hope is in God, is in Mashiach.
I would like to bring Mashiach by davening, by giving tzedakah.
He knows that that's going to make a difference. He knows it, he believes it.
When I grow up, would be a father, to be a scientist.
I know that there are limits because of the fact that he has Down syndrome.
When I finish I was used up in computers.
But Down syndrome itself is not a limit for him.
Thank God at this point in Shani's life, with all of the help that she's gotten from Sinai and from all the other services that we provided for her, we feel very optimistic that Shani will have a full and rich life.
An artist or biologist.
Sometimes I can touch upon the wonders that you see. All the new colors.
We're having a display in the public library coming up in April. She's going to have her first one-woman show.
Maybe they'll invent some job that combines those two. Like sketching DNA, I don't know.
Child of mine, child.
Who knows what life brings? And Brandon, you look at Brandon and you see that. If when I saw him come out of his operation, paralyzed on one side, would I have known that today he's running around, he has friends? Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen?
I want Sheila happy. Sheila is an angel. I guarantee you, all my children will have something to say. What I did not do right, never will Sheila. She'll pat me on the back and says, Mommy, don't worry, it's just fine. Sinai has given her her freedom. I always thought Sheila was going to live with me until my ripe old age, if God gave me those years. They have given Sheila independence. Sheila does not want to live with me or any of her siblings. She wants a life.
Nobody's gonna kill your dreams or tell you how to live your life. There'll always be people to make it hard for a while, but you'll change their heads when they see you smile. Child of mine.
Mosneri urbane, lucid accolade mundane, enigma ethos vapid adroit, ignominious exploit, truculent, ostentatious, jingoism, kex tenacious, carmid haria oblation, floxinosi nihil pilification, capricious, karst erudite, fastidious, recondite, opulence ubiquitous, reticent, supercilious, orbital, oblong demean. Does anyone know what these words mean?
That is very impressive.